Let's finally talk about Gen Con, shall we? Ooh, do I have some stories to tell you? As soon as I got to the airport on Wednesday, which will count as day 0, I saw a bunch of other fellow LA creators, the brothers Murph, Paulo Deming, Becca Scott, and of course, Before You Play. And what's also 10 times more insane is that, so my flight was gonna change the day before. Like the day before, I had a different airline, different time. It was all over the place, and then it changed. And then, long story short, I canceled that flight and then booked another one. It's crazy because we posted about it on my Insta story, and some of you thought this was planned. Psych, this was completely unplanned. That's why I'm saying it was a crazy coincidence, because guess who I was sitting next to on the plane? Right? What are the chances of that happening? So I spent most of it just editing. They were editing as well. And then I also had Monique film some B-roll for you. Dang, should I stop filming and have her film instead? But then when we landed, something weird happened that I don't think I mentioned to anybody else. But we all took our separate ways from there because everyone was staying at different places, of course. And I got pulled aside from a police officer. So he asked me, "Sir, what are you doing here?" I was like, "Oh, I'm here for a convention, and it's called," he filled in the words for me, "Gen Con? Is that what you're here for?" I was like, yeah, I'm here for that. I'm here for Gen Con." Officer goes, "Well, what do you do?" So, "Well, I'm a photographer." "Then what's in your bag?" I was like, just camera gear and Marvel Dice Throne." I asked if you were carrying anything suspicious, and you didn't mention that you are a fan of Dice Chuckers. I was like, "Well, but it's a really good game, and you can be Spider-Man, and then I can be Captain Marvel, or we can switch depending on the characters that you choose. So it's a really fun game, and I like it a lot, and that's the only weird thing that I'm carrying, if anything at all." I'm just kidding. That's how I wished the conversation went down. But in reality, he just asked me a bunch of questions to see if I was carrying anything weird. I was like, "Dude, you can check my luggage. I only have cameras and games. One game in particular. That is literally it." But after that, he was super nice, and I guess he was just checking things. And his German Shepherd smelled something funky. I was 100% sure it was Luna. And then I was on my merry way to grab my rental car, drop off the luggage at the hotel, and then book it straight back to the convention in order to meet, you know who, Lord of the Board, Sam. Now, here's what I didn't know about Gen Con beforehand. Now, I did make this a very last-minute booking, so I didn't know that you're supposed to get your badges sent to you beforehand. It would have made things a lot easier. But we had to get into 2 lines, and there were already crazy amounts of crowds. And of course, it's better to go the day before than the morning of, or so I thought. So we waited in a huge line, and I mean, like, it was insane. I have never seen a line that long in my entire life. Luckily, though, it only took maybe 45 to 55 minutes waiting for first, we needed a vaccine check. And then after that, you needed to be in line for your badges. But Sam was working the event, so he was going to get, his own badge. And then I decided that I was just going to try in the morning and not wait because we were starving already. It was like 11 o'clock their time by then, and we just wanted to get some food. So we went to get some fried chicken, which was pretty good. It was called the Eagle. And the waiters, waitresses were all super, super nice. Everyone in Indiana was so inviting and friendly. Loved it. After that, and after some thunderstorms on the way back to my hotel, I also forgot to mention that my hotel also had a power outage. Apparently, a car hit a circuit breaker or something over there. There was a power outage, and I had to carry all my stuff up 4 floors because the elevator wasn't working. It's fine. It's just the struggle of traveling. I'm not surprised by anything that happens anymore when I travel. But here's a quick little snippet that I recorded that night.
Hello friends, whispering today because it is currently, I don't know, I'm looking at my wrist when I have no watch on. But it's currently 1 a.m. and we are in Indiana. I am so excited. I'm already, honestly, today was pretty overwhelming with everything. Motions, travel, you know how it is when you travel. There's always a lot of things that are unaccounted for. For me, it was, thunderstorms and power outage in our hotel and just a bunch of other things going on. But on the bright side, I got to meet a bunch of fellow local LA friends. Well, apparently you need to get into this crazy long line for a vaccine badge too. And then after that, you have to get into another separate line, which is like another 2 to 3 hour line, no joke, full of hundreds of people. And the convention center itself is so big and massive, you cannot find anything. It's the biggest convention center I've ever been to. I thought the one I went to in DC was huge, but no, Indiana is insane. Like, I got lost. I dragged Sam, more on that later, on a 40-minute lost mission after. But you need basically to get this badge, which takes about 2-3 hours, and then you need to get the regular entry badge as well, which takes another 2-3 hours just to get into the convention center. So aside from that though, I did not get my badge just yet. I'm going to try to meet up with Bezier tomorrow and hopefully get a badge to get in so I can take some pre-set up pics of the con before all the craziness happens. And yeah, after that, met up with Sam in order to get our vaccine badge, and then we just grabbed dinner real quick at this place called The Eagle. It's really good, that fried chicken, and everyone was honestly super nice. I'm very excited to see everyone tomorrow. So with that said, I am going to take a shower, hit the hay, and we'll see you in the morning.
Now, I was pretty far from Gen Con. I was like a 35-minute drive, so I had to wake up extra early that day. And again, it was because I booked all of this last minute, so that was my fault. And I got there really early in the morning, around like 7 a.m. I eventually met up with Bezier, who I was working with for the convention. I got to take some pictures for them, and it was amazing. So Bezier, thank you so much for having me there. But I got to take some pre-set up pictures for them to start off the con with, and I think that was the best thing to kind of ease my way into the craziness that was Gen Con, especially for day one. It kind of let me just relax a little bit and just take the photos that I needed to go through. And then there was the rush. For me, I honestly thought day one and day two were like the craziest ones, because when you were walking, and I mean like you were shoulder to shoulder with people throughout the entire exhibit hall. The demo hall, of course, not as much because there's a lot more open space, but in the exhibit hall, you are literally shoulder to shoulder with people, and it was harder for me too because I was carrying gear, but it was a fun rush, and I got to say hi to a lot of the wolf pack, of course. So for the ones that were asking about what this secret was, it wasn't really a secret, but this was stamped in the front, and then we had, or Jackie did this for me, of course, she wax sealed the back, and in it is just a pin from the channel. I passed out like half the bag for everyone that was coming to say hi when I was at the Bezier booth for the first couple hours. And then when I got to explore the exhibit hall for a bit, I saw something really cool that I didn't know about, but apparently it's been out for some time now. And that was Agricola 15. So it's the 15th year anniversary for Agricola. And this is a game that Monique recently introduced me to as well. I'm 100% down to get this game, of course, because it looks so much better than the older versions, at least to me. It's pretty much a big box of everything included for Agricola. And instead of the standard colored chips, like how it was before in the base game, now they've upgraded it so everything has their own like custom carved meeples and everything, and it looks really good. So I had no idea that they were gonna demo it here. And then from there, I got to walk around the hall for a little bit. So here's a little snippet of what that was like. And then I met with the folks over at Chip Theory Games, who were incredibly nice and welcoming. I love them. And I'm not going to do a deep dive on the specific games just yet. I actually just want to release the vlogs first and kind of talk about my experiences for the first couple days. And then I'll talk about the specific games and more deep dive coverage when it goes to those games specifically. Now, the game they demoed for me was Hoplomachus Victorum, which, spoiler alert, oh my god, it's so good. I think this is the battle mechanisms and the overall story that I have been craving in their line so far, and I am just so incredibly excited for this one. It's gonna be good. Let me tell you now, it's gonna be so good. They also have some of the coolest business cards that I've ever seen, and of course, it is so on brand. I absolutely love their business cards. So a huge thank you to Andrew for coordinating all this, and Salem, of course, for demoing this beautiful game for me too as well. I also want to say thank you for all of they gave me a goodie bag, and I wanted to record like a live unboxing of it, but in order for me to fit it in the luggage, I had to break it down. But let me show you what they gave us. First off, got a little Gearlock Child plushie. You also got to read the tag on this. Once per turn, any party member may cuddle the Gearlock Child to heal all sadness points. I think that is the best plushie niche tag that I've ever seen. There was also something wafting from the bag, and I knew it was gonna be something super delicious, and that was some Bones coffee. So this one is the Open Dark Roast. Oh, it smells so good. And we also got Liquid Life, which is caramel and nutty as a tasting note. Oh my god, I can smell coffee beans all day. We also got some Gearlock coasters. Oh my god, they are giant chips. How freaking cool is this? These are so cool, and I actually don't have any coasters for my office at all, so this is perfect. And of course, Tantrum is my favorite right now out of all the Gearlock, so this is really awesome to have. And a neoprene matte version as well. And the last thing is this glass, which I packed in my backpack to make sure that it wasn't going to crack on the way here. So Chip Theory Games, thank you so much for having me and for all of these incredible gifts. It's so cool, and I am so excited to use every single one of them. Now, after Chip Theory Games, also met with Board and Dice, met with Ola, who demoed Tiletum, I think it's called, or Tiletum. And we demoed it together. Actually, it was me and Wendy from Dice Tower. So Tiletum, from what I'm remembering, is a dice placement game where you start off with this rondelle, you roll dice, and these dice are allocated along the rondelle. You grab those dice, and then they generate different resources depending on the number shown in the dice, and the colors matter as well. And ultimately, your goal, I think, is like being a wandering merchant, and you're going to be building citadels and houses and deploying architects to build out this vast city. It's a really interesting game, and I'm interested in seeing how it compares to Merchants of the Dark Road, because with the rondelle and dice placement, it instantly reminds me of those two games together. After Board and Dice, I headed out to the BIPOC Lounge and met with Benita and Casey, who had a meetup as well, and they gave away a bunch of games. And we also got to play Night of the Ninja with a bunch of fellow creators, and Benita absolutely destroyed me in that game as well. I think I managed to get 1 ninja star. There's just something about me that just makes me very targetable. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I managed to get 1 star in the end because I knew that they were going to kill me off. So I used that one card. I forget what it's called. It wasn't Mirror Monk, but it was a card where, I think Martyr. There you go. I used the Martyr card where if you are targeted for a kill, you automatically will get 1 draw from the bag of ninja stars. So that was my only way to score points that day. If you've seen my top 5 party list, you know that I love Night of the Ninja, so it was really great to play that with everyone. Afterwards, I was starving, so met up with Sam, and you know, most of us are gonna be starving by the end of the day. I think all of us just survived on like coffee for breakfast and lunch. So then I went to this amazing taco place. If you are ever in like the Gen Con area, maybe for next year, you need to try Nada's, but you need to also have a reservation as well because it's really hard to just walk into that restaurant. The tacos there, so freaking amazing. Like I got the al pastor tacos, so good. And the blueberry lemonade too. Oh my God, best pairing ever. And we got like double the amount of tacos that we were planning to get initially. And it was so good. And then, probably what you were all waiting for, we headed back to the hotel to play I played only 2 games this entire trip. This was one of them. And this game that I was waiting to play with Sam is not gonna be a surprise. It was Ahoy. Got back to the hotel and figured I should unbox some games right away. But someone's in my hotel room.
Dude,
oh, not my hotel room at all, actually.
Literally my hotel room.
What do you have in your hand there, sir?
Dude, we got Ahoy. Let's go.
Damn.
Yeah, brand new game from Leader Games. Was able to secure a copy.
Nice.
Woo-wee.
Should we do a live unboxing?
Yeah, let's just check it out, guys. Flynn Squadron, dude. I literally showed it to the camera.
The
Pretty
Bluefin Squadron.
Bluefin Squadron, yeah. These are the Sharks. It's one of the main, like this is the main Marquis de Cat faction, essentially.
Okay.
And we've got the Smuggler, which is going to be, I believe, one of the 2 like vagabond characters, which is pretty cool. We've got the Mollusk Union, which is essentially the Ridland Alliance.
Okay.
A little bit easier to play.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. It is asymmetric, which is cool. And then there's there's actually 2 smugglers. So there's 2 vagabonds, essentially.
Yeah.
Kind of vagabonds. They like do trading and stuff. So this is the other one. Looks really sick. Dude, oh my goodness. I love it. I love these colors. Scoreboard, much like you'd find in Fort. Got all this stuff, dude.
Yep.
Freaking sick. This is nice, dude.
Wait, does the map build out?
Yeah. Yep, map builds out. So it will like start doing things like that and like that, and it just like makes a unique pattern every game. So yeah, dude, you got these 2 boats, which are basically like the 2 smugglers. Pretty sick. And we've got the Mollusk Union, which I believe, if you hold it right, that's their flagship. It looks like pretty cool. They've also got these cool little crab. Look at that little crab ship.
Oh, what?
It's so cool, dude. It's like a little crab. I love that.
That's awesome.
So, and then they also got this boat too, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
That's the Mollusk Union. And we've got the Bluefin Squadron, which they've got sick giant flagship. Looks like a little shark.
Dude, honestly, that's pretty badass.
It's freaking cool, dude. fins that are gonna go in the water. So check this out.
Nice. Oh.
Come on.
Oh.
Pretty sick. I
Yeah.
know. So that's the Bluefin Squadron. And I think I gotta put the little stickers on these bad boys, I believe. Let's look at the cards. This is kind of the last. Cool. Dude, the back of those cards. Come on.
That artwork.
The artwork though.
Only one.
Why is Kyle Farron such a good artist
I
too?
don't know, man.
Okay, we got some first player, strongholds, patrols, evacuations, secret weapon, close call, weapons cache. Okay. So these are all the Mollusk Union cards, it looks like.
Yeah.
Got some smuggling cards. Ooh, look at these though. These are like the little ship guys. Look at the artwork,
What?
dude. They look so cool. Oh my gosh, I love these guys. Oh,
Dang.
dude, the artwork's so good. Seeing Pirate Farron art. Pirate Farron.
So how does Ahoy compare in complexity to like Fort?
It's like a little bit more complex than Fort.
Then what about if it's asymmetric? Then what about compared to Root?
It is less asymmetric than Root, but like about the same asymmetry. Okay, so like it's like a little bit less asymmetric than Root.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so like it's kind of cool because 2 player positions are actually the same. So in the game you'll have like I was saying, the Empire kind of player. So this one's like has the big army, and
Yeah.
this one's gonna basically be kind of taking over the ocean. And then you've got the Mollusk Union, which is essentially like the rebellion against that force or empire.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the 2 smugglers, which are basically going to be trading gold, delivering cargo, and kind of just going around doing their own thing, just being one single ship, semi like the Vagabonds. So
Yeah.
One final question for you,
What's
for
up?
Ahoy.
what's up, bro?
Which faction, friend test, which faction would I play?
Oh, dude. I honestly think that you'd probably like the Mollusk Union.
You think so?
Yeah, you're not usually the type that I would imagine to be like attacking, but I mean they're basically like kind of like you are the type that I would imagine to be like super heavy in attacking, and I
Yeah.
feel like the Mollusk Union kind of go around and just basically their whole goal is just to basically fight the Bluefin Squadron and ruin everything and all their plans. So I just feel like it would kind of work out for you to be the Mollusk Union and just cause havoc.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, dude.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I like to play the Bluefin Squadron when I last played, but I haven't played in a bit, so
Yeah.
definitely gonna have to play again. Also, the Smuggler, even though I dislike the Vagabond very much, the Smuggler is a wonderful class. This is like, in my opinion, the fix to the Vagabond, but that's a really hot take. This is wonderful. I love them.
Heck yes.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming in.
So a lot of people were asking me throughout the con and for messages how I felt about Ahoy. It's really fun, and I instantly pre-ordered it as well. But I think compared to Arcs, from a preliminary review, I've only played both games one time. I think I lean towards Arcs more because the combat is a little bit juicier, a little crunchier for me. There is some really interesting area control mechanics in Ahoy that I really enjoy, but I've only tried one faction out of the other 3, and I absolutely didn't know what I was doing as the mollusks, who kind of remind me of the Marquise de Cat. Freaking Sammy plays this game for like 5 minutes, and then he instantly develops a strategy, and just everything just clicked for him. For me, I have to play a game like multiple times in order to see like the trend like he does. He's so good at games, it's crazy cool. But overall, in terms of theme, I love Ahoy so much more because I love the pirate theme. I'm not a big fan of space themes in general. But for Arcs though, again, just from a preliminary impression, one game played, I just feel like I like the combat a lot more there because you can choose the severity of the dice that you are going to be playing with. And knowing that you have these end game objectives makes the game more fun for me. But again, gotta dive into both games a lot more in order to give you some solidified opinions, if that's the thing. So that was day 0 and day 1 of Gen Con, filled with a ton of fun. Met a lot of fun people, met a lot of you. And yeah, I have 2 more days to tell you about. But with that, thanks for hanging out and listening to my first couple of days of Gen Con. And I can't wait to fill you in on the final 2.